Hi everybody. Okay, I'm already warning you, this video might be a little bit longer than my usuals because I have a lot to say. There wasn't a lot of stories because, like I said, we only have about 20 minutes a day of the soap opera. But I have a lot to say because I'm going to try to do a deep dive here. I don't usually do it on Thursday, but I'm trying to change it up. Okay, so let's start with the hashtag. The reason why Don Diamont gets my hashtag for today is because, first of all, he's just A plus number one of the best actors I've ever seen on TV. Okay, because you can give that man anything and he can do it. You can go laughing, crying, screaming. He's your man. Okay. So the reason I say family, uh, you know, about family is because, yeah, of course, it's about family, but okay. There's one thing I want to say, and I want to make it clear. Jeez. Another thing about family business and loyalty and everything else. However, the most loyalty you'll ever have in your life is your family, or should be that way. Okay? So, my point is, sisters, the bond of sisters should trump anything that you're talking about. So, they should squash this as soon as possible. Okay? The fact that Katie feels less than her own sister is beyond me. Okay? But also the fact that Brooke is willing to let it go on and on and on is beyond me. Okay, at the end of the day, your sisters, Brooke, you're supposed to be her older sister, which means no matter what she says and no matter what she does, unless it's something really, really bad, then you got to support her because you're supposed to be her sister. Where the is that loyalty and logic? Oh, okay. So this comes to play because, um, okay, the whole thing revolves around the fact that Katie doesn't have a designer for her next collection, right? And I said, oh, it really looks like Hope is going to support her aunt and be the designer for the new collection, right? And I told you about all the what's and wherefores in the last video. Okay, so I'm not going to go over that again. Okay, so then they're all supported. They're all saying, "Yeah, Hope, you don't like it at Forrester, you should move because if you have a career thing, then you're gonna have your own name and you're gonna have support and all this stuff." And Hope is like, "Well, I wanna, but I don't want to piss my mom off." Okay, okay. One question. One. How old are you? At what point do you make your own decisions in your life? Hello, I know she's your mother, but do you know how many times I made decisions that my dad did not approve of and I still made them? A lot. It's called being an adult. Buck up, woman. Oh. And then Katie is like, oh, geez. Heather Tom, I'm on your team all the time. But really? Really? Okay, you're more worried about what your sister's gonna think about whatever than helping yourself. Your niece would be willing, I assume, to help you out if you were on board with the idea. But you're being wishy-washy too. Like, well, I know Brooke would unalive me, but and that's the last thing I want. How old are you? Oh, jeez. I have the question: how old are these people? How old are these people supposed to be? When the are you an adult? Can you make your own mind? Oh boy, they just need to have a cat fight and be like, just claw each other's whatever out and like just. Oh, I don't know what it's gonna take, but it's irking me. And like I said, Heather Tom, I'm on your side all the time. But come on, get some chutzpah. Be Katie. Damn it. And Annika Noel, sweetheart. I mean, so what? She's your mother. Disappoint her. She'll live. I swear to God, she'll live. Maybe Brooke needs to lose everything to understand what the gravity of the whole thing is. I don't know what it's going to take for this one. Because this is why, okay, we're going to get into level 2. Okay, calm down. The reason this pisses me off so bad is I have watched season 1 of Bold and the Beautiful. I have, okay? I remember what Brooke was like back then. What happened to her? She lost her spine. Okay, she used to be smart, beautiful, had a spine, stuck up her family, and gave a shit. Where is she? Because everything I just said, no more. I don't know what they did to the character, but could you please bring the Brooke back, like old Brooke? It's bad when I'm like, could you please bring back the person around circa 1987? Oh man. Although I'm not mad at the people, okay, I understand they have to deal with what's written on the page, but oh boy. Okay, so then the other storyline I haven't even got to yet is well, first of all, Electra and Melissa. Oh, okay, so I have to explain a couple of things here. Um, sorry, I had to move. Okay. So, Melissa. The reason I didn't recognize it was Melissa at first is because they changed her hair again. They made her hair bone straight and darker. Or no, it was lighter or something. I don't know. They keep changing her hair. Okay, could you please, for the love of so Jesus, pick a hairstyle for the chicken and just stick with it? Because I like the dark hair with the cascading waves, but that's just me. Okay, but pick one. Because I can't tell you how many times I see somebody and I'm like, is that Melissa or not? And I'm like, yeah, it's Melissa, but I couldn't tell from the hair. Ugh. Okay, so then Electra's being Electra, entitled biatch. And talking about how, well, I'm glad you moved out of Will's house. And I'm like, you got no nerve. You're kissing RJ. Why do you care what happens with Will? You effectively dumped him. You can't have a say in what he does now. Oh boy. Okay, then the storyline I don't want to talk about, but I will. Okay, the reason I didn't talk about it at first is because I don't like it. And I haven't liked it from jump. Okay? Um, oh boy. This is why it's going to be a long one. I told you it's going to be a long video. Okay, so I like Lawrence and Victor. Lawrence and Victor is my man. There are a few men that are my man. You're one of them. Okay, you're in a select club. I like you. But your storyline with Daphne and the getting pregnant, and she wants to get pregnant tomorrow, I'm over it. I am so over it. Okay, please, for the love of Jesus, expose Daphne for whatever she is, and let's get over it already. I like Daphne, and now I don't like Daphne anymore because I want a baby. I want a baby. Can we have a baby? I want a baby. Ugh, no. Even I don't want you to have a baby. I don't care anymore. Don't care. You got married 2 months ago, 6 weeks ago. Give it a rest. Be happy you're married. End of story. Maybe revisit in a year like a normal person. You're getting on my last nerve. And just to be clear, I personally, okay, now I'm going to get personal again. I always do. I don't mean to, but I do. Okay. Personally, I never wanted kids. And it's not because I'm whatever. It's because I knew that kids would take a lot of time and a lot of energy away from life. And I wanted to focus on my own stuff. Now, that being said, women out there, if you want a baby, if you want whatever, go for it. I'm all team women. Whatever you want to do, as long as you're capable of doing it, and as long as you do it in a nice way, have at it. But if I have to hear about somebody wanting a baby every 5 minutes, I'm going to throw something at the TV. Because, holy, no. Like I said, I've gotten to the point, I don't want you to have a kid. Because, also, oh my God, I just had a revelation right here. Okay, this woman is fixated on that. Okay, so then my mind goes to why. She wants to trap Carter into like having a, whatever, so then they can be tied. And then, oh, it's a cluster F. This is going to be a major cluster F. I'm calling it Thursday, April 30th at what time? 2:22, 2:23. Calling it. There's something deeper to this than she just wants a kid. Mark my words. Help me out, so Jesus. There's got to be more to this than that. All right. Bye, everybody.